Israel's defense minister says all options are on the table when it comes to Iran. Rebeccah Heinrichs joins me now, security expert. Rebeccah, will the Israelis attack Iranian nuclear facilities? And if they do, what would be the repercussions?
Well, Stuart, if they're going to do it, now is the time to do it. They have momentum on their side. There's basically what I consider 3 levels of attack. They can just basically attack the facilities that were related to this latest attack from Iran against Israel. That would be symbolic. And then you have an attack where they go after the oil fields, go after oil exports. And then you have the nuclear facilities they could attack. If they're going to do the second one, though, they might as well go for the third one. If Iran has been so bold and so willing to take on risk to attack Israel not once but twice with ballistic missiles, I don't understand how anybody can say at this point that Israel does not have the right and the strategic imperative to go after those nuclear facilities.
President Biden is urging restraint. Israel apparently is not listening to President Biden. Would they listen to a Harris if she was elected president?
I don't think that they would. I see both of them the same. She's the incumbent. She doesn't really have a much stronger presence or influence relative to President Biden. And Israel's going to do what it needs to defend itself. And as J.D. Vance just said, basically the Biden administration has tried to go both ways, tried to say they support Israel, but then they restrain Israel. Of course, they do that to the Ukrainians as well, say they support them and then restrain them. I would note, though, too, there's other countries that would be very grateful to the Israelis if they were to take out this nuclear facility. They won't say it publicly because of their populations, but the Gulf states, the Saudis, the Emiratis, the Jordanians, the Egyptians, all of those countries would be relieved to know that the Israelis have finally taken out what is a threat to the entire region, which is the potential of the Iranians having a nuclear capability.
What is the role of Saudi Arabia in this? We really haven't heard much at all.
No, they're really caught between a rock and a hard place. They've got a population, obviously, that's going to be sympathetic to the Palestinians. But you've got but the Saudis and their current leadership wants to have a much more stable region. They still understand that the Iranians are the primary source of instability and terrorism throughout the Middle East. And so the Saudis have been a good partner to the United States, especially on energy. And really, the Biden administration came in and undid the good working relationship that the Trump administration had with the Saudis. We really need to get back to that. Work with the Gulf partners that want to help us squeeze the Iranians, bankrupt the Iranian regime, and enable the Israelis to defend themselves. One last point. You really got to make a difference between the Iran regime and the Iranian people. The Iranian people are the ones that have suffered the most from the totalitarianism of the Iran regime.
Got it. Rebeccah Heinrichs, thanks for joining us. We'll see you again real soon, I do hope.